Good afternoon, everybody. It's Brad Killgore here with another episode of America's Best Shops. I'm here with my good friend Laura Sutherly. How's it going today, Laura?
It's going great, Brad.
Good, good. Well, if it looks like I got hit by a truck, I kind of did. It's called Take Care of Your Skin. So I recommend go to your dermatologist because it was something much more extreme than I could have imagined, but I'm healing up. And I always say, keep it real, keep it raw, keep it relevant. And that's what I'm here to do today. And with all of that being said, we are going to jump into some of the latest and greatest in AI, how it pertains to marketing for your business, your shop, your company. And a lot of changes, a lot of things are rolling out. We're going to really hone in and look closely what's happening with Google, Google Gemini, um, and all the different pieces that they're rolling out. The big thing is they're upgrading Google Search, which is very relevant to businesses, where Gemini 3.5 Flash, their newest Flash model, is going to be built and baked right into that to where now, as Laura and I were discussing earlier today, is you're really going to be, it's more of an ask engine, I think, than just a search engine. What do you think, Laura?
Absolutely. And first off, Brad, I'm glad you're okay and that it was valuable information to share with the listeners and the viewers is to take time and protect their skin, get that looked at. So we're glad that you're doing well. But to your point, they have made some big changes to what was just the norm. They said when they were rolling things out today, they have not made a change to that Google screen for 20, 25 years. So, I apologize I didn't write down the exact year when they said that, but it's been many years. So I know you're gonna go into depth as to what viewers will now be seeing when they open up their Google or Gemini screens.
That's exactly right. We already knew that Google was the boss, and that they're baked into everything that we do and have been for decades. It's been a phrase of somebody asks you a question and you say Google it. You know, and so it's already baked into so many things that we do. We communicate to our phones through Gemini, and we control our houses and built into our cars, and under our workouts. And obviously, YouTube is owned by Google, and I don't know how many billions of views there are per day on YouTube, but it's just amazing how fast that it's evolving. And so we want to bring as many cool and useful features so that you can use these things in your day to day business, day to day life. And it hasn't even all been rolled out or even analyzed on our end of all the changes. Now we know that ChatGPT and Claude and Grok, they're pounding out new stuff daily as well. I mean, it is a circus out there. Let me tell you, try to keep up with it all. So I put a lot of my eggs in more in the Google and Gemini basket. We use Google AI Studio. Obviously, there's been a lot of big changes where you can talk to your Google Sheets and your Google Docs and your Drive. And for quite a while, we've been able to talk to YouTube and ask for AI summaries of videos. But I think this one's really cool when you look at some of the features. So we're just gonna play the video that Google put out. I don't know that you'll be able to hear it, but it's mostly visual. And let's just see what it comes up with here. Let me go to my share.
And as you pull that up, the one thing I know that you'll be reminding the audience is that they may not see all of this because it does roll out in waves. So
Yes.
that is one thing to consider.
Yep, that's 100% right, Laura. I'm glad you mentioned that because, there's different versions of Google, whether, in my case, I have Google Workspace, a couple different accounts for our business emails. Then we have Google AI Pro, which is built into a personal Gmail account. And then we have people on our team in different countries that don't necessarily even see some of this yet. I think that's a really good point. So be on the lookout, and watch different things. Look at their blog. This is blog.google. And so you can see the products and platforms. That's this area here. So you can see all the different things that are coming out. The other thing, before I jump too deep, is when you go to labs.google.com, then it even goes more into Google AI mode. It shows you some of the things here. Like I say, make sure some of these labs are on Google Finance, AI mode, agentic capabilities. There's just a whole bunch of cool stuff. Even down here, more experiments. Notebook LM, Flow, Whisk. I mean, the list is long. You could spend a whole weekend and probably barely scratch the surface of what
Oh,
you have.
and then you'd blink and then next week they'd roll out some more. So great, great things.
Yeah. Yeah. So Let me know if you're going to be able to see this, Laura.
It's playing, so we're good.
That part is really cool, where it's creating a whole fitness and meal tracker. I mean, you just think about all the different things you could possibly do that when it's coming to planning or organizing or synchronizing things. Have you saw that part? Have you seen that part, Laura?
I've not played with it, but that one I bookmarked because I do want to, because I think that's very intriguing. Again, just as a daily routine to think, okay, what are my meal plans? Especially if you're a busy business owner, busy family person, you've got a lot juggling. This is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, you could tie this where it goes, it's connected to your Google Calendar, your Google Gmail. And so it knows what you do, your Google Drive, your Notebook LM, all these different pieces. And so it's kind of mind boggling where it's headed. So we're just going to watch another 20 or 30 seconds of it here.
And that'll be fantastic for you with your bands that you
What's
like
up?
to go and see. The fact that you can ask it to notify you when bands are on tour.
Yep, that's right up my alley. So we talked about this earlier, Laura, but what it's going to do for online shopping and businesses that sell products online. It's so much to even absorb right now of how much it can do and how much it will do. We'll touch on that in a minute. But what are your thoughts on some of this we've seen?
For the businesses that are listening to this podcast and paying attention to what capabilities, or if you have products that you already sell online, you're already ahead of the game. If you now tie that into making sure they're authentic, you've got the information that Google likes filled out and complete. The fact that people can click and place that order and check out through Google Pay, it becomes so seamless. It is just effortless for them to click, 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 purchase. So they're not having to go into your site and go deep and find it. You have that authentic information. It's brought up when they're searching for it. They're able to click, place that order, and it's out your door. So kudos to any small businesses that have already started down this path. It's going to make a world of difference.
Yes, that's exactly right. Well, let's watch this last little bit. My opinion is it has become the ask engine, not just the search engine. Becoming the shop boss as far as shopping. It keeps on growing. I'm going to do another quick screen share on what we're seeing as kind of a continuation of what we've looked at in recent weeks with AI mode. Because again, this all ties into AI mode when it comes to Google search. You can call it what you want: Google search, AI mode, AI overview, Gemini, talk to it, ask it, communicate with it, highlight stuff. It's all right there. Well, let's try this out. Okay, so we are in AI mode, but let's just take a step back and just go to all. So this is what we're used to seeing in Google search, except for all of this up here now. And we'll dive in a little bit deeper. But what I asked it, what's the fastest way to learn about working on electric cars, right? All of this over here is just a tool that I have added on, so you can disregard all this. But what it's doing is before I've even got into AI mode or AI overview any deeper, it's showing me a lot of information right here. Of course, it's going to show me videos because that's YouTube's owned by Google. It can also tell me other questions that people might ask. Before I even dig into any Google search results down here, I've got a lot of data up here to look at. So if I were to click on that, it's going to essentially go into AI overview still, right? There's more information over here, more information over here. We talked about last week, 2 weeks ago, about how Reddit is a very important piece now because they're pulling in questions and answers, Q&As from Reddit, right? So this is another tidbit to be able to um, put your authentic information out there, keeping it real, telling your story, right? Sharing your expertise. It's showing videos, right? YouTube right in there. It's saying we can now ask anything right here. And over here, it will show more. So you've got more details over here. So because it was more of a question, not just searching for a business, which you could do as well, it's giving us a lot of data. If we were to click all the way into AI mode, now it looks completely different, right? Now I use dark screen, which I like, dark mode. But if it's white, then it probably look more like what you're used to. But still, it's giving us very similar to what we just looked at, right? Um, and then from here, it's giving us kind of some follow up. It's even telling us the recommended learning progression. Then it's saying, "Are you looking to learn blah blah blah?" And then ask anything. So then you could say something about, um, so I'm asking if there's a good training course on this because I want you to see kind of next what it's going to do. So it's telling us stuff here right off the bat, different ways we can learn things. It's telling us what this course might cost, um, how long it takes. It's in person. Here's another course. I mean, this is insane. So um, it's telling you here to point you toward the right enrollment page. Where are you located? What's your ideal budget? So it's becoming very intuitive to what you're typing, what you're asking, to the point of um, giving you follow ups, right? And because I highlighted that, now it's saying I can ask about it. If I ask about it, it's now adding just that little piece to what I'm going to ask about. And so I can highlight it if I want, or I can just communicate with it. Laura had shown me some things earlier when you're looking at different types of searches, some of the details. Do you remember some of that, Laura, that you wanted to share?
Well, the one thing that I wanted to point out here before we go into that is the cost. If you scroll up, I know that a lot of people were kind of timid on adding their cost to their site, but you can see how much they were rewarded because the top ones have the cost incorporated with their um, information. So it was definitely presented. It was thorough. So that was a big plus because again, a lot of people, if they get into a website, the first thing that they're hunting for is the price or a comparison. So I
Right.
think that that is tremendous. Um, were you asking regarding the ads, how they're going to be incorporated in, or how the bullet points? The 3 bullet points are fairly new. When people were giving information, it now AI is providing more details based on their references or resources or sources that they're presenting. So that is the one thing too that they're rolling out, going into more depth of the bullet points.
Yep.
And then, the to your point about asking, they're going to roll out Ask YouTube. So again, if you're a small business that has leaned on videos, it's an important asset to have, especially if you have your YouTube channel, because as people use that as a place to learn more, just as you're asking to learn more, they ask YouTube when we're able to see it, is going to be able to pull up those details, those videos that provide that authentic viewpoint and not generic information.
Right, right, and I think that this is a prime example of why you would wanna do YouTube videos, why you would wanna have frequently asked questions and detailed information on your website, why you'd wanna use things like Reddit or WikiHow or any number of different things here, but I'm seeing a lot of things here rewarded that are YouTube, right? So,
Absolutely.
what were you talking about earlier about, there was some other features you'd heard about with YouTube?
Well, we have that and the fact that they can buy now from YouTube, that's
Oh,
rolling
that's
out.
right.
That when you are on and say that you did offer a course and you wanted them to participate or buy that membership, buy the course, you'd be able to actually click and do that. So that is also rolling out that it's more seamless. So again, if you're looking at your analytics and saying, but people aren't clicking through my site, note that Google's trying to make sure that there's very few clicks. They want you to have that product available for your viewers to purchase on impulse. You know, they see it, they like it, they're going to buy it. So
Yes.
there that is something to keep in mind as to what do you have as an offering that you can sell online.
Yes, that's exactly right. One of the other things that they're teasing previews about is called search agents. Now, we've all heard about agentic tasks and building agent teams and all these different things. Well, now that we're entering the area of search agents, where you can easily create, customize, and manage multiple AI agents right in search.
Yes.
Information agents, agents operating in the background 24/7. I mean, it's just it's a cool time, I think, to see all these things coming out. They're saying a lot of these things are already starting to come out, but by summertime, you'll have some big, big updates on some of these.
Yeah. And seeing your very cool guitar in the back, the other
Right.
thing that we had talked about before is not only can you search with your text, but you can search with photos or live videos. So
Yes.
as I'm admiring his guitar, I could actually take a picture of Brad's guitar and ask it, and it would go looking for that particular guitar so that I could purchase it online. So again, thinking about, will your information be presented as a solution to a problem if someone does take a picture or a live video asking, how can I solve this?
right? So that just means including as much vivid content as you can on social media, on your website, and your blogs, live video, things you do on YouTube. I mean, it just continues to go layer by layer of how you can get found and how this can drive more business to your shop. So
Yes.
hopefully that's helpful. Laura, could you think of anything else in closing?
I think that we just scratched the surface. To your point, this is all just rolling out. Some you're going to see immediately, some you're not. So just as you're opening up your AI search mode, opening up Google Gemini, admire the different changes that they've made because it does make a big difference on how your business shows up.
Yes, that's exactly right. So,
Great
hopefully,
job, Brad.
uh,
I said, great job on presenting this so that everybody's going to be excited about taking these gold nuggets and strengthening their digital footprint.
thank you so much. Well, with that, we'll wrap up another episode of America's Best Shops. Take this information, run with it, make it your own, and we'll see you on the next time. Have a great day.